Hey everyone, I'm Brett, and welcome to Nightwood Guns. Something that I've been doing as we approach 100,000 subscribers is putting out some highly requested videos, and the next one on the list is what's your EDC? What do you carry on you every single day? For those of you who have been following the channel for a while, you will know that I am highly critical in my reviews, and I run things hard. I will push them to failure. So my EDC that I'm going to share with you today has been over a decade of evolution in the making, and I'm always learning and changing things, but I've been settled into this carry setup for a while. Be sure to stick around because the firearm that I carry usually surprises people, and I also carry body armor every day, and I'm excited to share with you how I do that, and there'll be a bonus at the end. I'm going to show you what I do when I enter non-permissive environments. Metal detectors are always a bummer, but that doesn't mean you have to be completely defenseless. As we all know, your brain is your weapon. And if there's anything that you see that I carry that you like, the links will be in the description down below to everything that I can find that is non-gun related. Throughout this video, if you have any questions about my EDC, feel free to ask in the comments down below, and I'm also curious to hear what you carry every single day. So at the very least, tell me what gun you're carrying, but I'd be interested to hear your entire EDC kit. I always like nerding out with you guys in the comments. So jumping right in, we will get the obvious stuff out of the way first. Carry a wallet. This is a Louis Vuitton. I would normally carry something cooler, but this was a gift and I'm very appreciative of it, and it has held up extremely well. I also carry an iPhone 13 Pro that I am shooting this video with. And then of course I have my keys. This one's actually pretty cool. It's a little key pouch, leather, magnetic, keeps your keys organized. This is a Bellroy. This keeps the keys from jingling in my pocket and scratching up anything else that might be in my pocket, like an expensive wallet. And I also carry my Tier 1 concealed 3/7 drill coin. There are only 100 of these in circulation, and this is one of my proudest shooting achievements. If you have not tried the Tier 1 concealed 3/7 drill yet, I definitely recommend it. Extremely difficult. I decided I only wanted to carry one challenge coin, and if I'm only going to carry one, this is it. Next up, I have a Rick Hinderer Investigator pen. This one is full DLC. This is not a comfortable pen to write with, but it is small and extremely durable, and I don't know, poke someone's eye out with it. I mostly like it because I can clip it to the inside of my back pocket, and it's not a super long pen in my pocket, just a good EDC pen. Now coming up in a little bit, we have the firearm, ammunition, holster, belt, body armor, and even my non-permissive environment bonus section, but you can thank today's sponsor, Aura, for this video. Having your identity stolen and your bank account hacked can absolutely ruin your life. And that's why I started trusting Aura to protect my personal information and my identity on the internet. If you've been paying attention to the news, you will know why it's so important to protect your identity and your personal information on the internet. And that's why I personally picked Aura to protect mine. When you sign up for your 14-day free trial of Aura, you are instantly opted out of every single data broker that has access to your personal info. If you'd like to think ahead like me and you know a service like this is necessary in your life, then sign up at aura.com/nightwoodguns for your free 14-day trial. This way you will significantly reduce the amount of spam calls, emails, and texts that you receive, and hackers will no longer have easy access to the information to hack into your bank account, social media, email, anything that can ruin your life. The amount of information that is easily available on you is staggering. I know I Googled myself. I'm an author and obviously I have a YouTube channel. I found my home address when I Googled my name, but thanks to Aura, that is now completely handled, and I know they are watching my back from now on. If that's not enough, they also give you a huge identity theft protection policy, and you also get stuff like antivirus and VPN all in one single easy to use app. And that is honestly my favorite thing about Aura, is that it's so simple and easy to use. Get that free trial at aura.com/nightwoodguns.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
I also carry an offhand light. This is a Surefire EDC L1T. That is a mouthful. This is an expensive little light, but I killed like 3 flashlights before this one. I'm kind of hard on my gear. And this one has been bomb proof. I can't kill it, and that's a huge testament. The length of my offhand light is my main concern because I don't like too long of a light in my pocket because it can be restrictive bending over. But I also want it to be long enough that I could use it to beat someone in the face. Something I like about it is a partial press gets you a 5 lumen searching light if you drop your keys on the ground in a dark parking garage. And then a full press is 500 lumens and 7600 candela. There are certainly brighter lights out out there, but this is still very bright for the size, and the fact that it is unkillable is my #1 most appreciated feature. It also has one of these reverse clips, so if you need to, you can like clip it to your hat and then use it as a searchlight. Not for tactical use. That can get you shot in the face. Now, since that light is very pricey, I want to show you my alternative. This is the light my wife carries. This is a Streamlight ProTac 1L1AA. This one's only 350 lumens, but it definitely gets the job done. Lightweight, easier to carry than the Surefire, but this is one of the ones that I killed. It took a lot to kill it. I think it lasted me 2 years, but then the thing was just absolutely toast. But this is so cheap, you could just keep replacing this as you need. This also has the cool reversible clip. So now we get to something really cool. We're going to talk about blades. My everyday carry pocket knife is a Microtech Amphibian Ramlock Signature Series DLC blade, carbon fiber scales. And I just absolutely love the ergos on the grip on this thing. It just meets my hand exactly where I need it. The jimping on this is great for any kind of cutting or stabbing tasks. And I've always been a fan of recurve blades, just the aesthetics of it. So if I'm going to be cutting threads all day, I might as well cut it with something cool. And the thing I like about the Ramlock is, even though it's a manual, it is very easy to open and close this thing one-handed. That's something that's important to me in an EDC knife. I want to be able to open and close one-handed, and the Ramlock system basically makes the blade free floating when you hold it down. It's this little lever right here. So it is very easy to open it and close it one-handed and be cool with it, even though it's not an auto. Something else great about Microtech is they use amazing steel. They're using M390. This thing holds an edge like you wouldn't believe. You can go a very long time of hard use before you need to sharpen this. And thanks to the lightweight carbon fiber scales, I can swing this thing very quickly. Now, the Microtech is an expensive knife, so I want to show you an alternative. This is my favorite cheapie option. It is the CVV Backlash. This is, we have carbon fiber at home. But this is a manual opener that has a little, ceramic ball bearing in there, so it's very smooth on the open, very similar to an auto, but no spring. And this is a Chinesium knife, but it's decent Chinesium steel, so it holds an edge longer than a gas station knife would. I have to sharpen this thing every couple of months, so I highly recommend the CVV Backlash. This is the pocket knife I get everybody as a gift come Christmas time or birthdays. Now let's bring the heat, because we're going to talk about pepper spray. So I'm carrying Palm pepper spray. This is my favorite pepper spray to carry. 1, the mix is very good, and 2, it is the lightest, smallest, easiest pepper spray to carry in my experience. Well, at least one that has quite a big payload and is pretty spicy. It's also nice that it has a pocket clip on there. This thing is just very discreet in the pocket, and it's easy to get to, easy to hold, manipulate. Got this ergonomic ledge right there so you can make sure your finger is out of the way of the spray, and I use the clip on the backside as a feel reference so I know it's pointed the right way. The button is also protected by this little flip top, so you just slide your thumb right in there and give them an old squirt. Next up is my watch. Everybody always asks me about this watch, so here's your chance to learn about it. Now, I do have nicer watches as well. I have a couple of tags that people comment on in my videos, but this is the watch that I wear most of the time. This is the good old Casio G-Shock. Again, this is one of the few watches I have not been able to kill. I'm not saying it's impossible to kill it, but this thing has survived a lot. So this particular one was a part of their limited Neo Tokyo line, and these things have the craziest names and designations. It's a bunch of letters and numbers, but I wrote it down for those of you who want to know. It is GA-700BMC-1A.
I can't hear you, you're trailing off. And did I catch a niner in there? Were you calling from a walkie-talkie?
That way, if you want to be as cool as me, you can try to find my Neo Tokyo Casio G-Shock. And then the ring that I wear the vast majority of the time is a groove ring. And this is actually the last thing in my pockets. I carry a flat-packed soft T tourniquet. I usually prefer a cat tourniquet, but this is so much easier to carry. Not that it's particularly easy to carry, but way easier to carry than a cat. And like I said, I just flat-packed it and keep it in place with some Ranger bands. All right, now we're finally on to the good stuff. So, what do I carry every single day? Well, this is how I dress on a day-to-day basis. And I carry a full-size pistol in a Tier 1 concealed Axis Elite holster with a weapon light. So the belt that I'm wearing today is a Core Essentials belt. This one is multicam black and covered in pet hair. And this is the exclusive Tier 1 concealed buckle. But this is a ratcheting belt. You can see the track right there. And this is probably my most worn and used belt, and it has held up extremely well. This thing is pretty much bomb-proof. Now, the main reason I wear this belt most of the time is just the convenience of the ratcheting system. It is so easy on and off and loosening and tightening on the fly. If you have a poop emergency, you will be so glad you have this belt. But it is very sturdy. I have put this belt through so much, and it's just like the day I bought it. Now, I know some of my subscribers are like, where's your Hunter Constantine belt? I thought that was the best belt ever. And I do stand by that. This is the most comfortable belt on the market, period. It is stretchy in the back so it conforms to your body, doesn't put pressure on your lower back or on your hips, but it has this rigid part for your holster to go on. This is a brilliant design, the Hunter Constantine belt. This one is the Tier 1 concealed version, the EDC belt. If comfort is your #1 priority, this is 10 times more comfortable than the Core Essentials belt. For me, I'm just kind of lazy and I like the ratchet system. But I find that when I'm wearing like gym shorts or basketball shorts, I'm using the Comfort Concealment belt, just because it is completely lightweight and, again, easier on and off with Velcro. It's also significantly cheaper than the superior Hunter Constantine belt. So, like when I'm working out, I sweat all over this belt. I don't feel nearly as bad just drenching this thing in sweat as I do with my $100+ Hunter Constantine belt. But these are the 3 belts I recommend depending on your needs. All right, now let's get to the bang stuff, and we will start with the holster. So what is this insane space magic that allows me to concealed carry a full-size pistol with a full-size weapon light? Well, this is the Tier 1 concealed Axis Elite. Maybe you have seen my old review of this exact holster, and yes, it is still holding up perfectly. This is a worthwhile investment. Probably the best investment I have made when it comes to carrying a pistol. This is completely beefed up to be durable. I've carried this thing almost every single day for so long, and it has never cracked. With the Axis Elite, they also just optimized the build to keep it close against your body. Their adjustable claw is one of their best features. You can move it up and down, and you can move it out and in, so that way you can get more pressure on your belt or less if it's bulging your belt out. Completely customizable. And I swapped out their clips with discrete carry concept clips. These are thin metal clips. You can use these with and without a belt, and they really stay put on your belt. So if you get into a situation where you're grappling with someone, or even something like a car accident, you know that these clips are not going to break or snap. It's staying on your belt. Even if it bends, this little claw stays on your belt, so no one is getting this holster off of you except for you. And everybody always asks which DCC clips these are. These are Universal Mod 4. When it comes to the actual firearm, this is my Bul Armory TAC 4.25. Now, I have been carrying double stack 1911s for the last 3 years. Why? Because I like them. I grew up shooting 1911s, and I grew up shooting a little bit of competition with a 2011 pistol, an old STI, and I always said if they made this thing actually duty reliable, I would carry it every single day. Well, it only took like a decade. We are finally there, and these things are stupid reliable now. Now, I started out with Staccatos and moved on to Bul Armory, just personal preference. I've done plenty of reviews on Staccato and Bul Armory, so you can check those out. But this has an 18+1 capacity. I've mounted my favorite red dot, the HoloSun 507 comp on here. Yes, an open emitter can be a little annoying because you have to, blow out lint with compressed air, whereas a closed emitter, it's not even an issue. But the performance advantage that this huge window offers is worth the trade-off, in my opinion. I've also removed the mag well to help it print less under my shirt, and I carry with a Surefire X300 UB. Oh, and on the Surefire, I have arc extended switches on there, just so I can activate it a little easier without having to stretch my thumb too far. I want to get whatever grip I get on the pistol, I want to be able to actuate the light, because maybe if you're in a hurry and you have a bullet in you, you might not be able to get the perfect grip on your gun. Now, I'm hoping to soon replace this Bul Armory with Bul's new for 2024 version of this pistol, which is called the EDC, or the EDC Pro with ports. I'm going to try to get the Pro, but honestly, I'll just take whatever I can get. And in my Axis Elite, I'm carrying a 20-round spare magazine for it. Ammunition in here is Federal HST 124 grain plus P hollow points. These are really impressive performers and one of the best out-of-the-box rounds you can get for self-defense. So I mentioned that I carried body armor. Well, how do I do that on a daily basis? Now, this was the product that was sent to me by Premier Body Armor. This is the Victos Upscale, and they actually have a level 3A insert for this bag. So they actually have a compartment in the side here that zips all the way down, and it is a two-way zipper, so no matter how you grab it, you can open it up. And in there is a Velcro pouch, so you can, Velcro a holster in there if you want, carry a pistol in there. But for me, I use their Velcro 3A insert. Now, whenever I show somebody this, they're always like, that's a very small piece of body armor, and it's only level 3A. Well, what if you run into a rifle threat? Well, listen, this is better than no body armor. I like keeping this thing in my passenger seat. That way I can just have something bulletproof that I can hold up for any pistol threats while I'm driving. And since this is a cross-body sling bag, you can always grab it, turn it around to the front if the need arises. And this is something else cool about the bag, is it has these two handles on either side, so no matter how you carry it, you can grab it and swing it around. As for what I keep in the bag, this is basically just my medical bag. So everything that I don't want to carry on my person, like, chest seals, occlusive bandages, a couple more tourniquets. And along with medical, I keep a power bank in there in case I need to charge up a phone. I also have gauze and tape in there. And this body armor, with all of my medical equipment in there, is all TSA approved, so I take this on an airplane. It also has this cool little glasses pouch up here because obviously I wear glasses, and when I change over to sunglasses, they are prescription sunglasses, so this pouch keeps them safe. While we are talking about sunglasses, people always ask me about my shooting shades, and these are Pit Vipers with RX inserts. So this way, even if you're a nerd, you can still look like a douche when you're shooting, thanks to the RX inserts on the Pit Vipers. So I mentioned taking this on an airplane. Yes, I do travel internationally with this bag as well. I was recently in Cozumel, Mexico, just walking around with this. Figure, as long as the cartel isn't pulling out a P90, I'll be fine. Now, piggybacking off of that, the grand finale, I promised you non-permissive environment goodies. That is a part of my non-permissive environment gear. This next thing, I'm only going to briefly mention. I don't want to go too far into it. You're going to have to use your imagination. I encourage you to check out Black Triangle. This is made completely out of G10. Use your imagination. This is not TSA safe. Do not carry this on a plane. But if you do want something to take on the airplane with you, I like to get a steel water bottle like this, take it through TSA empty, fill it up with water, and then get on your plane. And that way, if someone tries to take over the plane or gets unruly and you're the only person willing to do something, well, you have a full steel water bottle to just break their nose. Listen, I spent over a decade in martial arts, and I can definitely fight. I just really prefer not to. If I can just bust someone open with a single hit without hurting myself, then that's a win. Human beings are top of the food chain because of tools, so you better believe I'm going to use them. So that is officially the Nightwood Guns EDC. If you have any questions about anything that I carried, feel free to ask me in the comments down below. And I'm also interested in hearing what you guys EDC on a daily basis, so at the very least, let me know what your firearm is, but feel free to share whatever you carry. I always like nerding out with you guys in the comments over EDC stuff. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was great seeing you again. I'll see you in the next video. I'm Brett, and this was Nightwood Guns. Nightwood out.